Hey guys, Rolliat or Taylor here, and today I'm bringing you another survival gaming video. And in this one, we're going to be talking about the game Dead Matter that's set to release its closed alpha next month. Now in this video, we're going to be talking about three main things that I think are key or very important to any good survival game. That's the map, so the playable area, base building, as well as the inventory system. Now before we do get into the video, I do just want to do the usual. If you are new here and want to stay up to date with all things survival gaming, do make sure to subscribe and click that bell notification. But anyway, with that out of the way, let's jump straight into it. So what is Dead Matter? Dead Matter is an open world multiplayer zombie survival game based in southern Alberta. Explore dense cities, quiet suburbs, and sprawling woodland as you try to survive. Dead Matter is shaping up to be the survival game us survival game fans have always wanted. It's set to release to be playable for backers and partners in June of next month, but do keep in mind that the closed alpha will be under NDA, so don't expect to see too much. You can, however, purchase access to the closed alpha via the backer pages, and early access is set to release in early 2021. So let's jump into the first point I want to talk about here, and that is the map, the playable area. So in the beginning of the closed alpha, the playable area is going to be around 25 kilometers squared, so around 5 by 5, expanding to an eventual size of around 256 kilometers squared, which is around 16 by 16. And obviously that's going to be expanded throughout development. That's for the first map anyway, and that map's going to be Southern Alberta, Canada. So as well as Southern Alberta, there are two more maps planned. This is going to be Calgary City, which is going to be around 25 kilometers squared, 5 by 5, and Vancouver Island, but the latter has no size estimate at the time of recording this video, and it's going to be a while before we see either of those maps anyway. So just to put that into perspective, Chernarus for DayZ standalone is around 235 kilometers squared, but do keep in mind as well that that also includes the sea or the water areas around that map. So the final version of Alberta, Canada, or Southern Alberta anyway, is going to be ever so slightly bigger than Chernarus. And there was talk a few months back about these maps being cut down, but they were actually going to be far, far bigger than 256 kilometers. So we are still getting a huge map, so there's no need to worry there. So like I said, at the beginning of the closed alpha, the map is going to be roughly 25 kilometers squared. And then deeper into development, they want to get the map up to 256 kilometers squared. So don't go into the closed alpha thinking you're going to have the whole of the map to roam around, because that isn't going to be the case. Liken it to how Deadside have just released their early access game, and with the map being a very small portion of what they want the final product to be. So that's the map talk out of the way. Let's talk inventory. So the current inventory system in Dead Matter is going to be very similar to most survival games, or looting inventories if you will. I would actually liken it a little bit more to Escape from Tarkov's, with this cell system and each item taking up a different amount of space, or cells if you will. Although a feature I haven't seen, and I'm not sure if it's in any other survival game, is once an item is damaged, rather than you not being able to use it, some of the space within that said item will be taken up or redundant. But these cells can be repaired with a sewing kit to obviously fully repair it and make the whole area within that item usable. Some items of clothing will have pockets that you can store smaller items or specific items in. You'll also have a tool belt where you can store even more specific items that you'll actually keep upon your death. These items can range from things like a map or a compass to a wallet or keys for your cars or buildings. You'll also have two standard back slots for weapons, but you'll be able to carry an extra with something like a rifle strap that can be attached to your bag, as well as being able to carry a melee weapon and a pistol. So it's going to be a lot of room in your inventories. It actually looks really nice, as you can see some of the clips on the screen. It does look very clean and very easy to use. And obviously an inventory system in a survival game has to be nice to use and feel engaging when using it, because you do spend a lot of your time inside your inventory in these types of games. So I do really like the way the Dead Matter's inventory system is shaping up. Now, the last sort of main point I want to speak about here is base building, because I feel like Dead Matter is doing this completely different to a lot of the survival games out there. And it's not actually going to be similar to anything like Rust or Deadside, where you can, build lots of different walls and make your buildings ridiculous shapes Instead, you're actually going to be able to claim territories or already the prefabricated buildings within the game, and that goes for any building within Dead Matter's worlds. You're going to be able to claim and make it your own. The only buildings that you can sort of build will be very temporary shelters and things like tents and stuff like that. So at the time of making this video, only one player can claim one building at a time. But obviously if there's a big group of you, then each player within that group can claim a building, and thus, if there's a big group of you, let's say, you could claim a whole sort of cul-de-sac, something like that anyway. And like I've already mentioned, every building within Dead Matter can be made your own base, so you can go from a small suburban house to a big gas station on the highway. That's a lot for you to choose from. And talking of a lot of things to choose from, there's a lot of customization options as well once you've claimed your land. Things like lights, but obviously these lights will need a source of power, so you're going to need something like a generator, but of course that generator is going to need to be powered with things like fuel. Shelving, you're going to be able to add to your buildings. Obviously these will be able to hold things like your weapons, your loot, and things like that. As well as that, you'll have the option to board up your windows for extra protection or stop other players from looking in, and even things like greenhouses to grow a source of food. And that's not all, there's a whole host of things for you to be able to customize your bases with. Now obviously there's a lot that makes a good survival game, and I don't want to drag on the video for too long. I just wanted to go over 3 sort of key points that I always look for in a survival game. Now if you do want more videos on Dead Matter, then I will definitely be looking into some. And like I said at the beginning of the video, if you do want to stay up to date with all things survival gaming, then do make sure you subscribe and hit that bell notification. I know you probably hear it too many times, but yeah, anyway, before I start waffling on and off into the distant future or whatever, I hope you did enjoy this video, and if you did, make sure to leave a comment and let me know. But anyway guys, that's going to be it from me today. Hopefully you'll have a lovely weekend, and I'll see you all in the next one. Bye bye.